Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Philip Coleman. Lynn Brooks is on assignment. The start to a typical day was anything but typical for Robbie Jones on Wednesday. Jones is the PE coach at Walker Elementary School in Samantha. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman explains the very close call Jones survived during Wednesday's severe weather in our top story at 6.
All of a sudden, lightning or whatever, a big explosion came through the computer.
Coach Robbie Jones says after the lightning hit him, he was stunned.
I was sitting here on the computer, and then it come out from this computer right here, and I was sitting at an angle, and I was eating my breakfast. When it come out, it was just heat, and it was white. It was huge. And when it hit me, I didn't react. All I heard was the explosion, and it was loud. It was just like a cannon blowing off in your face. And when it hit me, I went this way, and then I looked up, and I'm laying off the floor. And Coach said she saw sparks and all kind of stuff flying around.
Coach Brittany Payne described what happened next.
He's just laying there, and he's just like kind of dazed and confused, and his eyes are blood red, watering. And he's just like, my arm. He's like, my arm hurts, and so then he's like, he couldn't get up, so I helped him up, and we got to the office, and from there we try and settle him down up there, and then got him to the hospital, and it was crazy.
Jones says he has learned a lot from this incident and plans to pass the lesson on.
I've just been telling the kids ever since I come back, the kids were worried, and I told them the proper things you need to do if it's going to storm, that it really will happen, and it don't really matter where you're at, whether it be a window or an outlet or a computer or a TV, you really need to be aware of it, and I won't never forget 420 on the -11 on that day. I won't never forget it.
In Samantha, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
And according to the National Weather Service, a person has a 1 in 6,250 chance of being struck by lightning during their lifetime and a 1 in 500,000 chance of being struck by lightning during any given year. So is there any more rough weather coming our way? Here's WVUA Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott.
Hey, Philip, yeah, good news is the rain is lifting out. It is still some light rain across many of our west and central Alabama counties. Some heavier thunderstorms down in Chilton County, but all this activity that you see extending back off towards the north and west is light rainfall activity, but it is diminishing, and no more severe weather expected in the meantime. So we're talking one good sign of relief. No more severe weather expected tonight or tomorrow, and it will get dry tomorrow now. Some of the showers and storms you see back over Arkansas, all that activity will lift north of Alabama. So our forecast tonight, we're calling for decreasing clouds and thunderstorm activity. Temperatures in the mid-60s by midnight tonight. What about the rest of the forecast, your Easter weekend forecast? And you have more talk of severe weather down the road. Home team weather is coming up. Stay with us.
Thanks, Richard. Meanwhile, the cleanup continues in Tuscaloosa and all across West Alabama after yesterday's storms and Friday's tornado. Preliminary reports from the National Weather Service show it was an EF3 tornado that impacted the city and surrounding areas on Friday with peak winds of 140 miles an hour. The National Weather Service says the path of damage was 19 miles long and 500 yards wide at its widest point. And we're not the only area dealing with bad weather. This suspected tornado was captured on tape on Tuesday near Bowling Green, Missouri. It was part of a severe weather outbreak that impacted the midsection of the nation on Tuesday before Wednesday storms rolled into our area. No water meant no school for some students in Tuscaloosa County today. Tuscaloosa County Schools Superintendent Dr. Frank Costanzo says Brookwood High School reported no water pressure early this morning. Officials also discovered a problem at a elementary school. Costanzo says he had to send the students home at around 9:30.
Once you finish breakfast, you have to have water to prepare for the next meal. So, and they have a plan to do that, but also hygiene, health issues, all the things that are tied to that, because we have to coordinate that with the health department. When students, are left and employees without water, that becomes an emergency situation.
And officials with Citizens Water Service told us the problem was a busted water line. Dr. Costanzo says the students will not have to make up this missed school day because this was considered to be an emergency situation. New for you at 6, a look at how one Alabama school is allowing students to receive credit for a day at school by staying at home. Mountain Brook schools are getting ready for the system's first E-Day, which will allow the students to receive instruction over the internet. The school's technology coordinator says it's the first time a public school in Alabama has attempted an E-Day. Now, these E-Days will be Saturdays and will be used to make up 2 snow days, and students that don't have internet access at home will be allowed to work from school library computers. 1 year after the Gulf oil spill began, government officials say BP will provide $1 billion for projects that will restore natural resources in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, this video is from Orange Beach, Alabama during this week. The Justice Department says some of the money will be used for rebuilding coastal marshes and replenishing beaches. The Deepwater Horizon oil rig exploded 1 year ago on yesterday, killing 11 men. And in Montgomery, the Alabama Senate is debating an immigration bill that calls for verification of legal status during traffic stops and requires anyone receiving a state contract to use the federal E-Verify program to check the legal status of their employees. Now, this version of the bill being considered by the state Senate is slightly different from the one passed by the state House 2 weeks ago. Governor Robert Bentley says he has encouraged the sponsors of these bills to merge them together.